Today's show was recorded live at the Refinery, Charleston's hub for creative industry. Go to the refinerychs.com to get event, venue, and contact information. Now on with the show. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Shrimp City Report, Charleston's #1 podcast on everything Charleston and the Low Country. Today, I'm with my co-host, DJ. How you doing?
Hey, how's it going?
It's going pretty well.
Yeah,
We finally got somebody on we've been wanting to get on for a long time.
Yeah, it's been a long time coming.
Yeah. And quite a notable artist and producer and hip-hop artist from Charleston, South Carolina, Indi'Gxld. How you doing today, Indy?
Doing all right, man. Good Tuesday.
Yeah, it is a good Tuesday.
Yeah. Are you from Charleston, Indy, like officially?
No, so I was born in D.C.
Yeah.
Mhm.
and raised in North Augusta, South Carolina. So it's like right on the border of Augusta, Georgia, in
Yeah.
South Carolina. Like
Yeah,
I
we
could
know
walk
that.
to a mall in Georgia,
Gotcha.
like from my house type thing. And I moved here in 2018.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
What brought you to Charleston then?
So went to college in Newberry.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Me and my girlfriend at the time, we moved to Greenville. And when we separated ways, came to Charleston, I had a real good job opportunity.
Mhm.
And so that was going pretty good until the good old 19. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, with the COVID and all that.
Cool. Yeah.
Because I was doing like a maritime signage.
Yeah.
So we were getting all of our shipments were coming from overseas, like as far
Right.
as material and stuff. So like within, I'd say 3 or 4 weeks of like the first, like when jobs are starting, like the boats and
Mhm.
the water starting to get regulations on them, the company kind of went under, or they had to like change what they were doing. And so like a bunch of us got like let go.
Damn, that's like
Yeah,
out
that
of
was
nowhere,
crazy.
too. What are you going to do?
And that was like my first year here, like
Yeah.
my first
Oh,
year and a
wow.
half, man. Bouncing back and bounce back. So it's been a journey.
Yeah, hitch my wagon to a star coming down here, right?
I'm telling you.
But who the hell would have known that would have, going to
No,
happen?
Yeah.
At all.
Have you been into music, doing music most of your life? Was your family like nurturing for that kind of stuff? Tell me
Yeah,
about that.
My mom and my uncles like were always in different bands and stuff
Mhm.
like that when they were younger.
Right.
So I think like it was just like in the genes. I don't really play an instrument.
Mhm.
I'm more of a
Mhm.
vocalist like
Yeah.
my mom was. But not really, man. Like I went to college for education. I taught school for some years. I really took like the American way, man. Like I went
Yeah.
to high school, went to high school, went to college, got my cushy job for a minute till life happens, things change. But I've always had like a thing for
Yeah.
poetry.
What
And-
about like growing up? Like anything, like any artists you were particularly listening to or anything like that?
A lot of Southern hip hop, like
Mhm.
Andre 3000,
Mhm.
Outkast were
Right,
big
yeah, yeah.
influences. Lil Wayne. So like I've always been in tune to music, but never really indulged into it until I got into like high school and
Mhm.
writing poetry and
It's kind of one of those things where unless you're like heavily focused on it, it's just kind of like a passerby situation. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it was for a long time. Like till this day, I regret not involving myself in more music related things in
Mhm.
school. Like I played trumpet when I was in like 4th grade for 2
Yeah.
weeks. You know what I mean? Like it just wasn't my thing. Like I went
mean-
to football and rec. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I
So,
hear
like,
ya.
Listen,
but I
Yeah, me
wish I
too.
would have stuck with it, knowing
Yeah.
what I know now and like the life that I'm going for and living now. I wish that I would have took a little bit more, took heed
Mm-hmm.
to music and music theory and education coming up, like as a youth for real.
Yeah, but you know what? I mean, sometimes you got to think that makes it even more special now
Mm-hmm.
that
100%.
you're doing the craft and you're getting into it now, and you haven't reached a certain age where you've taken it for granted because you've been doing it your whole life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think there's something to be said for that,
Yeah.
especially poetry. When you were doing poetry, was that just something to kill time, or did you sit down and decide, I'm going to be a poet? I'm going to start writing.
No, man, it started off as a release, like for a lot of people. Like
Yeah.
I had like a murky childhood kind of
Mhm.
coming up.
Mhm.
So like that was always like music was the release, but learning to do it myself through poetry became like a really good therapeutic thing for me when I was like coming into middle school and high school and
Okay.
eventually
What'd you teach in school?
early childhood education.
Oh,
So
wow.
awesome. That's cool.
Pre-K, kindergarten. I did that for like 3 years right out of college.
So, I mean, it sounds fun, but I'm sure it's a challenge. Literally hurting children, cats.
Yes, man. It was a beautiful thing. Like, I've always had a thing for kids, so it came real natural. But yeah, it was definitely some trying times for sure. Yeah.
I mean, I suppose that it is a good, compassion building, or patience, DJ.
Yes.
That must be the biggest thing.
Yeah.
You have the patience of a saint, man.
Yeah.
Like, it takes a lot to get under my skin.
That patience and endurance too,
100%.
because having to deal with all the kids, energy.
Oh, yeah.
Right. I guess we can go ahead and talk about what you do here in Charleston. I know you as a promoter or assemble shows or other stuff. You want to kind of just run us through, what is the Indi'Gxld experience?
Yeah. Well, Indi'Gxld is like it's a 4-part word play on a few different things, like independent gold.
Right.
When I had my awakening consciously, I was like obsessed with indigo children, or like learning about the indigo child in like the spirit world.
Yeah.
And so that played a lot into it. And then I also feel like you have to dig in the gold to find like yourself, like the gold being a metaphorical soul. So like that's always been my intention with things, is like to bring that out of myself and others. So it kind of went from me coming here and becoming an artist in the hip hop realm to meeting people like Slim from Soul Power Productions and those guys in the early parts of like them gigging around the city and seeing hip hop with live bands. Then that kind of morphed into meeting people. Like the live band scene and the hip hop scene, it's more entwined now, but when I got here in 2018, it was a very separate thing. Like,
to the max.
Yeah, I mean,
you know what I mean?
Most people, I think even now, will be, especially like viewers, will be surprised that there's a hip hop scene in Charleston.
Yeah.
It's very underground, I think, still even nowadays. Yeah.
Very heavy, man. Like, think about some of the early, not just kind of segue real quick, like a lot of the early Charleston rap was predominantly North Charleston.
Yeah.
It was, Marley Marr, Pacino Dino's like hardcore gangster rap.
Right.
And that's like always been the lifeline of like rap in Charleston from my perspective. And then to move here and see things like Soul Power, Unheard, these guys are bringing different dynamics of hip hop to Charleston. So now you're starting to see more mixed genre shows. You'll see a hardcore death metal rock band open up for a hip hop act and vice versa. And that kind of like, that's where I kind of come in, like the all things gold thing. And
that synergy is amazing. You know, just being able to see that diversity or just like that differential like styles in like one show is amazing.
Yeah, and it shouldn't be tribal with music, which it is. I mean, even some of the genre, like the punk community in Charleston can sometimes be split between 3 different types of bands that are leading it, or so. It's
100%.
I would rather, if I was a performer, share those kind of bills, those kind of shows, get more eyes on my stuff. By osmosis, get into some other folks' stuff as well. So surely that's a challenge to try to, or how is the response from different styles or acts to trying to put together something like that?
It's been good. Like to this, not as far as people coming to it. Like we're still building the reciprocity of getting like people to fluidly come to our stuff.
Yeah.
And stuff being like the mothership at Rebel Taqueria. I do my All Things Gold productions through there. So that's kind of been my testing ground for like a lot of different things. And so we've done different multi-genre shows that have gone, like the artists love them because sometimes they don't know each other. They just know the bill, and then we tag each other on social media. Yeah. But nobody really digs too deep. Like everything is kind of surface level, and then we get the show together. And like, for instance, recently we had Saint Banjo, who does single man banjo.
Yeah, I know that too.
Poetry, you know what I mean? He has a very specific style. We had him up there with Pilot, who is now playing with a live band now, and she does like electronic. It's her own style of music, you know what I mean? And then we had Johnny Holiday, which is like Americana, and the vibe was perfect. So it's like, I can see these things on a stage like Refinery, you know what I mean? And it be like that vibe times 10.
Yeah.
Because it's a place like this. And so I think that's kind of where we're trying to go with it, man. Add some sauce to it, break the monotony a little bit.
That's awesome. So do you have like a lot of artists and bands like touching base afterwards? Like, oh man, perfect set.
Let's do something again.
Yeah, let's do it again. Yeah.
Oh yeah, 100%, man. Like for instance, I did a show at Tin Roof recently with the Inhibitors.
Yeah.
And they're getting ready to do a show with Tyree. I'm sorry, I don't know the date and place, but I saw it on social media, guys. I love y'all. Tyree Young is a really, really dope experimental hip hop artist out here. And so they have Shuggies. They have a show at Shuggies coming up.
Yeah.
So it's like people are, it's becoming not so red tape-ish to do these things, man. Like people are open to it.
Hey everyone, we really want to encourage you to visit the Refinery in Charleston, South Carolina. The Refinery is a beautiful mixed-use facility that's home to upscale office space, 2 restaurants, the Limbo Lounge, and an amphitheater that hosts national, regional, and local acts year-round. We cannot recommend it enough. Go to therefinerychs.com to get event and venue information. You can also go to the site to learn how you can even book the spaces you want for your own event. So go check them out, and thanks.
It used to, I mean, just like going to any like concert in the past 10 years, it feels like a lot more people are willing to, I guess, experiment with that ground, And honestly, as a person who has been to a lot of concerts, I love the breakup because if I listen to the same person or same band, same media 3 times in a row, it can get slow,
Yeah, it plays out.
Yeah,
it is.
You kind of lose your oomph for it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I love every genre, but I mean, I grew up on punk and hardcore. That's, my bread and butter. But, there's an unnamed metal show tonight that has a headliner that I love, but there's 6 metal bands playing before them. And you can get a little fatigued.
Yeah.
It would be nice to break it up a little. And to that point, man, how hard is it to sell the idea of multiple music to venues? Because it seems like some venues are like old school that, well, we're having, an Americana band. Everybody that plays that night's going to be some kind of variation of Americana. I mean, have you gotten like adept at evangelizing your shit?
The sell,
Oh yeah, thoroughly, man. I'm glad you said that because it's something that we see a lot in the city where I don't think it's necessarily the venues. I just don't think they think about it sometimes. I don't think they think about it even if it's like, an Americana or a metal band, we should put a pop act right here to open it. I think a lot of the venues kind of go for what they know. And there's this big thing where regional artists are now aware of Charleston. So they're coming
Live
here.
Nation.
You know what I mean? Live Nation has been
Yeah.
going ham.
Yeah.
So that has changed the demographic, not really the demographic, but that's kind of changed like the air of what booking is in Charleston. Like when a couple years ago, there was pretty much predominantly Charleston artists being booked at places like the Poorhouse, Lo-Fi, Royal American, but now with the old LN, it's a whole different pipeline coming through that is beneficial to artists from outside of the state. So I think that the venues here are kind of getting what they can from that in the good or bad way, but they're getting what they can from that and not really looking at what's going on locally. They know what's going on, but they're sticking with what's safe.
Well, they can turn the keys over to something else and basically run concessions. And I'm not talking about anybody.
Yeah.
I mean, a cool thing about the Refinery, which is our unabashedly our sponsor, and we think it's great. They have good stuff. I mean, they're opening a new space here just for mostly local bands. So that space they want to get, as I understand, they want to get, some travel, touring acts, but also get a lot of local stuff. And kind of the idea, I think, is to be a sounding board to see who can graduate to the big stage.
Yes.
Because I think maybe Live Nation, I think that if I was in a touring band that was doing something like that, I would love some local flavor of somebody to open up for my band.
Yeah.
Not only because it brings the locals there, but kind of, just as a rub.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you would think that kind of thinking is like, that's just like automatic.
Mm-hmm.
But unfortunately, it's like, it's kind of not. I mean, you think about a lot of these guys that go on tour, like, unfortunately, money, finances has become like the ace in the hole for everything.
Yeah.
Like, people still have the passion, but they're not going to travel across to Charleston, South Carolina if that ticket's not right.
Yeah.
We can be the coolest people in our exchange as possible. The energy can be perfect, but most people aren't going to do it for the cause or do it for what the situation is.
Yeah,
It's no longer about the music per se. It's like a little bit convoluted, if you will, like in this, I would say.
So what's your own personal like vetting system then? Like, how do you get an artist on your radar? Like, do you just go out and listen to random shows, or what's your research process?
Yeah, that's one of the big ones, man. Like, anybody who knows me, you'll see me at any type of show. I'll be at country shows, I'm there.
Yeah.
You know, and I also I was doing freelance journalism for Extra Chill magazine.
Mm-hmm.
So that kind of segued me into learning more about live bands and kind of becoming connected with these guys and recognizing faces. And I guess from there, like, once I built up so much of a physical rapport with people, it kind of got easy to kind of dig into their catalogs, become a fan myself. And then when I got the opportunity to do things at like Rebel, where I can be like, let me just kind of shoot this shot. I don't even know if they remember me.
Yeah.
But it's indie. I'm doing this thing at Rebel where we're doing these mixed genre shows. I got this and this tonight, or on this night, we're going to do the show for either tickets or free, but it's for the people. We got your sound covered. Everything's good. How do you feel about it? You know what I mean? And they're like, oh, shit, we've been wanting to do something at Rebel, or we've been wanting to work with you. So oftentimes it's like, I don't know these guys too tough, but then once I kind of stick my feet in the water with them, it becomes like a really cool thing, like over time.
I bet there's some, I guess not hesitation, but I guess some bands or performers probably think twice about when you say, we're gonna pair you with a death metal band, or the tell the death metal band, we're gonna pair you with a hip hop artist or an alternate electronic artist.
It must have people sweating if they're going to, like, I want to front Metallica, but I've got a country band.
Yeah.
Like, I've had several situations where they've been like, we've never done this before. We've never done anything with this before. And then it's like that before the show.
Yeah.
But then afterwards, it's like, wow, like, we didn't even think that would, like, in my head, I'm like, I know it would work.
It kind of gives them like a sense of freedom, like knowing that, hey, I can just not, be on the straight line of this one genre.
We're not confined to the metal clubs. Like, we can order metal spots whatever the genre appropriate place is.
Yeah.
It's like, we can do this everywhere with everyone, but it's like, most people aren't going to really extend like that. It kind of has to have, like, Slim Soul was really good about doing that at Poorhouse on the Deck, man. Like, he had some wonderful mixes of hip hop, soul, every genre locally based here in Charleston, even people in Columbia. He was doing a great job. And that's actually where I kind of like got one of my blueprints from, like, this can really work. Big stage, small stage is kind of just an energy thing, and having like a rock crowd and a hip hop crowd and a pop crowd together, you know what I'm saying? Like, these are different demographics, different energies, and it always like goes so well, you know what I mean?
And that's a hell of a challenge, because if I'm looking through pedestrian eyes right now. Poorhouse is a hippie bar, Tin Roof punk rock, Purple Buffalo, EDM, and hip hop. And then there a lot of these places are pegged. If you're not in the music scene, you're like, that's where you go to see a certain kind of band. So that's what's, I think, is just so enterprising and trailblazing to do that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's like, to the point of pedestrian, how do I find, or how does anyone in Charleston find the best hip hop? Or, are there publications? Is there other media besides just going into YouTube, TikTok, or into Instagram and seeing where's Charleston hip hop at,
Yeah.
So,
I mean, as far as like to pinpoint it to Charleston hip hop, unfortunately, everything is kind of on the social media spectrum, but there are different media outlets. Like, they got Lombardi TV. They're an underground kind of blog publication that shines a heavy light on underground hip hop, R&B type vibes that are specific to Charleston and Columbia. And we have the Hood Saviors, which is another thing that's very similar to that. I can't think of a bunch of them off the top, but
that's okay.
There's a bunch of like just different small media companies that kind of segment based on areas. It seems to be kind of regional based. So you've got one publication that might have its strengths in Columbia, Spartanburg, and Charleston, and then there's very few that kind of embed them all, trickle into each one, you know. And personally with Extra Chill, I was doing like the Gold Approved thing with covering hip hop and R&B. So that was kind of my little contribution to it. But yeah, we don't have anywhere based. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's like DJ. I mean, we don't really have college radio here either.
Yeah.
There's not really a super indie station that's playing all kinds of genres. I think Ohm Radio is doing some good stuff, but there's not like, I think a lot of cities, the music scene is often floated by how well their college radio station is, and if they're blasting it everywhere. So now it's just pretty much grassroots for everybody getting the word out.
Yes.
And then Devin or DJ asked earlier, I guess now the acts are starting to come to you. Okay, so that's a nice thing to have. I mean, that's a nice burden,
Oh yeah, it's been cool. I mean, I still like, it's not like as frequent as you would think. You know what I'm saying? Like I still got to do the groundwork, but it has been a thing where it's like, people who are familiar with Rebel and like they've heard about like the shows, they'll like just hit me with ideas about things. And I'm like, yeah, we can absolutely make that happen. Or like Paris Byers, like he's a really renowned like artist, musician in the city, Paris Byers band, like we've been tapping in and out trying to put some things together. So it's like being able to work with people like him and coming here as a hip hop artist. I don't have no business knowing who Paris Byers is. And then being able to get into the scene the way I have, I meet guys like Paris, I meet people like the Psychedelics, and like we enjoy what each other do. And it's like, I like, that's the biggest thing to me. Cause like when I met like Cam, and I didn't know that was like Cam Westcott, like, you know what I mean? I just thought this was a killer bass player and his voice is crazy.
Yeah.
And then I go to Tobin's Market back in the day and see him with the Psychedelics before it was like that thing. And it's like cool to see that and still hold relationships with people like
that is
like
pretty
that,
surprising.
Yeah, man.
Especially that band is blown.
That is interesting because you're almost in the forefront of like music discovery too,
They came to Rebel.
Yeah,
they did a good one at Rebel, man.
So I have seen you sit in and performing with diverse groups, even like when K Glass's group will do something. I've seen you. I mean, do you feel pretty comfortable in kind of performing with any style of band, or
Oh yeah, man, that's my thing. I love to improv. Like, I experiment with my own music, which is kind of why I don't release too much because I'm like weird about it.
Yeah,
but I love to live perform. I love to improv, and I've got like a couple features with like a couple non-hip-hop genre bands. So it's been really cool to kind of do that. Yeah.
Dude, did you start that kind of stage confidence? Did you have it from the get-go? Just like, what the hell? Or
not really, man. Like the first time I performed was at it's a coffee shop in Greenville, South Carolina.
Yeah.
And they were Coffee Underground. Yeah. And I performed like this song I wrote. And I was nervous, but content. But coming to Charleston was like, that kind of tested the waters for real. Cause there's so many different crowds and so many different scenes in Charleston. So coming here blind, I just kind of tried everything. And I think through that, like the battle hardened confidence, man. Like it just kind of turned into that, bro. Like the fails, thinking I'm doing terrible, and then somebody comes up and raps like the whole verse to me and things like that.
Oh yeah.
Like cool things like reaffirmations, kind of turned it different.
Do you have more? Okay, are you more like fearful of the artist pitch now, or the actual like musical presentation? Like if you're going on stage, or versus like trying to get a band on for a show?
Ooh, that's a good one. I'd have to say the pitch, man. Like I feel very, very just at where I'm at right now with music and the people around me. I'm super, super confident, like with music as far as performing wise. Like the sky's the limit with that right now with some of the things we got planned. But Yeah, I would say the pitch, man, because sometimes when you try to go above the pay grade, you know what I'm saying? Like we kind of shoot that shot. I've done 2 of them. I've shot 2 shots.
Yeah.
And like I said, the conversation was awesome. The situation was great, but it just didn't work out. And it was an understandable not workout. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And like bridges weren't burnt. So that's always awesome. And it's a learning experience. So it's like the learning curve of that. Cause it's like, it's not my business.
Yep.
It's just my brand and what I'm doing, and the business is backing me up. So, you know, I can only, push but so much or say but so much. You know what I mean? So it's like learning to navigate these things have been like the most nerve-wracking part about it, but rewarding as well.
Yeah, it's going to be muscle memory after a while, second nature to do that. And to that point, so you're doing well in Charleston with the clubs and all that stuff. Do you have your sights set on something bigger, like a feature or a, dare I say, a festival type thing?
Oh yeah, man. I've been I've been like just in people's ears about different things over like the last year and a half, especially. I do want to, on one end, I want to do like a touring thing. Like I did the Lil Wayne tribute earlier this year. So I want to take something like that on the road. So like road running is definitely like one of the magnum opuses. But just kind of a for us, by us type of festival in Charleston that is not bound by Live Nation. It's not bound by gouging prices. It's not bound by false VIP tickets.
Or
it's like you feel me? Like, you know what I mean? Like it's something that we create and we're able to put it together through a community-based effort. You know what I'm saying? Even, of course, financial obligations are a major part of it, and the connections. So it's just having that with the right people, the right place, right time, with the right situation. I think we could do some really, really dope once-a-year thing that is just for the city, just for the people, and it evolves every corner of it, you know?
Absolutely.
Like, that's kind of my, as far as Charleston, like, and then taking that to the moon.
Listen, you had me at having it not on Ticketmaster where an AI is going to buy up all the tickets and resell them for like 5 times the price, you know?
None of that, man. All independent, all by us, man. Even if we have to create a forum or like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and we can do it. All of those things exist here in this music scene. Like some of these guys these guys are coders and programming. Everybody has 9 to 5. Like there's a lot of us are nerds, you know what I'm saying? Like a lot of us are tapped into like a lot of different things that you wouldn't know. And I just think if we can get past the music to put those things together, that's when it starts to click. You know?
Yeah, you're right. Like a consortium of, people getting this together. I mean, that's like the elusive unity in the music scene that everyone is always, waxing poetically about. And so if you could actually pull that off, that would be fantastic. I mean, because, what do they say? Rising tide lifts all boats.
Yeah, it's one of those things everyone talks about it, but no one ever actually commits to it.
Puts that foot forward on it.
That's
man.
right.
Yeah. That's real.
Well, maybe Indi'Gxld is going to be the person that, kind of hose that row, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
We're marching on it, man. Like I'm trying to let the work speak for itself, man. Like, it's one thing to be an artist and then to take situations where like I've been offered to do certain things where it's like I could have just did it myself for 6 months but no, it's bigger than me out here. I got respect for how Charleston has taken me in for the last 6 or 7 years, you know what I mean, in my life. And Indi'Gxld was not a thing prior to Charleston, you know what I mean? Like, as far as being someone that for music, like, no one calls me Thaddeus here. Everybody calls me Indy. That's a crazy thing.
Right.
So it's like, I always owe it to Charleston. And so I think that type of thing is dying in entertainment and culture in Charleston. It's becoming something more than what it means. It's like $1 is tourism. And that's why so many people have played with that thought but don't do it, because they get scared of the big guys. They get scared of the low. They get 10 no's and you know what I mean? Like I'm not from here. I don't have the extra grit that like Charleston hasn't done me too wrong yet. You know what I mean? So I'm just living in where I'm gonna shoot these shots, man, and reach out to as many people as possible, man, and see if we can make it shake.
Yeah, absolutely.
There really is so much out there
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's a lot of promise in this. If there's a lot of like-minded people that keep doing this, and you know, it will take someone like you, because it's just like any kind of situation in history that there's a lot of folks that are just looking like, I would do that, but you know, I'm not. I don't know if I could do that. And then somebody comes along and, you know, you dig them and they're the one doing it. So that's what you're doing right now. I look forward to seeing more of your events and more of your performance.
Mm-hmm.
Where can we get in touch with you online or hear some of your work?
Yeah, you can catch me on, of course, I have my extrachill.com/Indi'Gxld web link, which takes you pretty much to everything, YouTube, Spotify. I took my album down off of Spotify not too long ago. I'm gonna like re-release it under my own stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
So kind of waiting on that. But I do have some music on Spotify and all streaming platforms. Just type the name in correctly, INDI''GXLD, and it's to the moon, man.
Any upcoming events or anything?
Oh yeah, man. This Saturday I'm at Royal American with Gator Food and Of the Heart.
Okay.
And that's a dope multi-genre show from Ben Beam, Charleston Underground. He put that together. They do a lot of events there in that Lo-Fi. And I'll be at the Charleston Firmatory August 9th for a back-to-school event that I'm putting together.
Oh, cool.
We'll have Willie the drummer. We'll have Trent's Lemonade out there, a bunch of vendors. Myself, PRK, and Hope Wells are putting it together.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's going to be like a dope daytime and evening time event.
Yeah. We'll make sure that we put that on our media and whatnot.
Yes.
So let me end with this. 2 questions. What is your favorite rock and roll act of all time? And then what is your favorite hip hop act of all time?
Ooh, my favorite rock act.
On the spot, man. Sorry.
No, that's good. No, this is good because I think about it sometimes because Amita, Rhodium, they put me on so much, man.
Okay.
Can I include Yacht Rock? Or is it
absolutely,
Yacht Rock?
man.
So right now, Yacht Rock is like my bread and butter right now.
Oh, yeah.
They've been drilling it into my head. I love Yacht Rock. Not Michael McDonald. God, I can't think. I'm gonna just keep it simple. My favorite band right now, or old school rock band, would be like the classic AC/DC, Guns N' Roses type of thing, like hardcore, but still got the grooves.
Yeah, I like the Yacht Rock, Doobie Brothers, Pablo Cruz. Stuff, man. And how about hip hop?
And hip hop, my top 2 guys, Lil Wayne and Andre 3000.
Okay,
like,
those are Andre. You can't go wrong with that. Yeah.
So you're definitely hard Atlanta. You know, like
Big South, big Southern royalty.
Goody Mob and everyone, you know. So that's cool. Well, we're definitely Charleston people. We grew up around, you know, everything Southeast, you know, hip hop and rap. So otherwise, that was. Thank you for entertaining us today and, you know, kind of growing our minds with everything. The Indico Kids thing was kind of cool to hear some esoteric stuff coming out of. We never have any lateral thinking.
We could have an hour-long conversation about that, man. If y'all ever wanted to dive deep, man.
Oh, yeah. I'm definitely into that kind of stuff. So, well, okay, we've got the links. We've finally got Indi'Gxld on. DJ, you got any saved rounds?
No, I think I'm good. Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right. Well, for the Shrimp City Report, we are out of here. We will have this up soon, and y'all have a good week. Thanks.